Welcome back to Unlocked Crafts. How are you guys doing today? Today we are sublimating onto earrings that were bought from Amazon.com. I'm going to use the overhead camera to show you. I don't know why this is echoing so bad. Why is it echoing? I don't know. I have the volume off. Okay, so I order off of Amazon and you get these. You get like 4 sizes or 4 different styles of earring. I don't have the round ones or these ones done. You can't see them very well if they're against the paper, I don't think. I don't know. Oh yeah, you can. Okay, and I just got a new pack in because I have an order from a young lady who wants butterflies, Valentine's, and St. Patrick's Day earrings. So in this kit, you get the clasps for your earrings, which are the metal things. And then of course you get a pair of each. Well, you get more than one pair. They're like 32 pieces. So it breaks down into like approximately 3 each or something like that. So you get your teardrops, you get your circles, you get the odd shaped ones, I don't know what you want to call them. And then you get the little tiny ones that I was showing you here. Now I have a couple of them already done. This is the after, how they look afterwards. Of course, you use your sublimation paper and printer and ink. And then you use your cutting machine. I have a Cricut. I'm still trying to figure out my silhouette, which I have had no luck in. And my husband bought this a couple months ago. It is a Cricut iron doohickey. It works really nice on these. Works really nice on the key rings too. Hi Barb, how you doing? I put it on the 3rd setting for the Cricut iron. And then this will go green when it's ready. We're doing earrings today. Hey Monica! I just figured I'd show how to do the earrings. Now, I haven't done it with a regular iron. This is a Cricut iron. I guess you could probably do it with a regular iron. This is gonna, I don't know if you can see this really good because I know that I can't see it through here, but let's see if I can. Oops, wrong way. Sorry guys. I still get this backwards after all this time. Oops. A little bit too close. Alright. Let me back off a little bit. Come on. This little doodad, because I tried these on the press and I had a hard time with them. But I use this little Cricut iron thing. Works great. Now these have a very thin layer of film on them that you have to remove. I'm gonna go get my earring images that I just printed up. Now words are a little bit harder. You want to make your images a little bit bigger than your actual earring. That way you don't have any blank white spots on your earrings. Now the lady that that ordered from me, she wants butterflies. Now I always have problems with the odd shaped one. Sometimes I don't make it big enough. So these are going to be, those are always trial and error for me because I always forget what size I make them. And I know sometimes I save them and sometimes I don't save the image on in my Cricut files. So that's always a challenge sometimes because these are Those are the most, those are the ones that are give me the most trouble, is the odd shaped one here. The rest of them I don't have too much trouble with. It's just this one. So I'm just taking them off the mat right now. You don't want to get this near a heat source until you're ready for it. Otherwise, of course, you'll ruin your image. And like I said, these don't have words on it, so they're going to be pretty simple, straightforward. I made some of these myself, and some of them I bought like from Etsy or something like that. I don't remember where I got it from, but I'm usually, I wanted to show you that they are definitely bigger than the actual earring for a reason when you're making them. I wasn't sure if I was going to interrupt anybody's live. I hope I didn't. You guys usually go live at night. I'm a daytime person if I can help it. I'm not much of a nighttime person. I can be, I just don't choose to be. Alright, so we get these guys together. I put all my circles with my circles. Make sure when you do this that you lay your image the way you want it on your earring. And try not to mix it up because you'll have one image. I've done it where I'll have one image of one type and one image of another type, and it's like, oops, can't do that. And like I said, I'm not really sure where the echo's coming from on, I don't know if you hear it, but I know I hear it. So I just figured I'd make one of each just for now. I have a whole lot to make, but this is just to kind of show you guys how I accomplish this. Okay, so I didn't do any teardrops today yet. I will later. Okay, so I'm going to start with the circles. They still have their protective stuff on them. There's their protective sheen on it. So I take the protective film off one side at a time. And it's very, very thin, so very carefully with your tip of your fingernail, you can remove it without scratching the surface. It's not as easy as it looks, guys. Okay, that's one. That's just the front side of that one. And I only do one earring at a time also, but I take both of the film off so I can go right behind it to the next earring. And I have my trusty cell phone, which I use to time. I don't know what temperature this is or what it gets to. I never actually tested that. Ooh, pardon me. But I do time it. And it tells you on the Amazon how many seconds you're supposed to do it. But I do it for 48 seconds with the Cricut timer. I mean with the Cricut iron, rather. And I want my butterflies looking upward. And as you notice, my earring image is actually bigger. I'm just showing you, is bigger than the actual earring. I'm going to do that on purpose so that I don't have any white around my edges. And then you flip your earring upside down with your image on top. I have parchment paper. I just dropped an earring. I have parchment paper and a towel on my surface so I don't burn my desk. Because I did that the first... Sorry, guys. Did that the first time. I burned my desk a little bit. My husband's like, what's burning? Okay, are we ready? We're going to put this. It's already heated. It's all green. It's all ready to go. I know you guys can't see it, but it is green. And I'm going to set it on top and push with a little bit of pressure. And I just started my timer on my cell phone. And as soon as it beeps at me, I will lift this off and I will show you how nicely this does. And like I said, I already have some of them done. I wanted to give her a few choices, so styles, shapes, whatever have you. Because she really didn't specify what type of... all she specified to me is that she wanted a blue butterfly. And I'm just waiting for time. And see, there's my alarm. So I'm going to stop that. It restarted, but we're going to cancel that. And this is out. It's very hot to the touch. So you set that aside after you're done with your first side, because it's got to cool. And your sub paper should look similar to this right here, where you could see where the earring was sitting. And I just throw it away after I'm done with it. And then I don't put the second earring on the same spot, otherwise it will mess it up for the image. And I am doing the second earring. Now, some of these look a little scratched, or maybe that some of the residue didn't come off. Just take a little bit of alcohol before you sub it. And remove whatever residue, if there is any left on the earring itself. Just take a little bit of alcohol and rub it off. Now I know you can't see it from where you're at because it's really hard to see through the camera lens, so I'm just removing some of the residue that was left on the ring. Okay, I think that's better. Yep, there we go. And you don't want to press it when you have alcohol that's wet, otherwise it just discolors the image, final image. So you want to make sure that it's nice and dry, that you don't have any alcohol on it, left on it, no alcohol residue, just like your cups. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other one. Place it where I want the butterfly to show up, mostly. And yet, I always put the image a little bit bigger because I want to make sure that I don't have any white around the edge of my earring. Alright. Put my... so I can see it. And we're going to start the timer again. And like I said, 48 seconds works perfectly for me with the Cricut iron thing that my husband bought me. I really didn't think I was going to need this thing. I was like, oh my gosh, what a waste of money. But actually, it has helped me so much with the earrings and the key rings that it has paid for itself. So I'm very happy with it. Just put a little bit of pressure. Well, I put a lot of pressure on it, but I mean not enough to break it or anything. Just enough so that, you know, like as if it was in a press. And there's my thing. Remove that. And voila. That's just one side of the earring. And because it's so hot, I usually do a couple of earrings at a time because otherwise it's just too hot. And before I take off the plastic for these odd shaped ones, what I'll do is make sure that my odd shape is bigger, the paper is bigger than the shape itself, so that I don't get any white around my edges. And I'll do the same thing with it, and that's peeling off the little fine film that's on there. And like I said, I have a towel underneath my parchment. There we go. It's working on it. And there's that one. And I'll come back to the circle ones after I do this one, just to show you how to put it together too. Because I actually bought an extra tool for this to put these together. I bought a little pair of jewelry pliers. Okay, so now I want to put this on there. And I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of line it up so that I get the butterflies on there as well as just the background, and make sure that there's no white going to be on the earring itself, because I don't want any of the white to show up. It all depends on your design, because I mean, if you have white in your design and you have white on the edges, that's okay. It's just I prefer not to have the white on there. Okay, here we go, guys, for the odd shaped ones. And you don't want to move it back and forth too much, otherwise you will shift the image, because I don't actually tape these on here. I just leave them sit still on top of the earring, and the pressure and the heat from the Cricut iron does all the work. Pardon me. I have a cold coming on, so forgive me my sniffles and my coughing. It's been coming on because one day it'll be 60 degrees and the next day it'll be 20 degrees. So this weather does not know what it wants to do. And see how pretty that comes out? It comes out really nice. Let me put it in the camera range for you guys so you can see it. And that's just one side. Comes out nice and bright and very the way you want it to. And I try to make sure that I always put the image the way that I want to. And on the reverse side, it'll be the same technique as I do on the back side. I'm kind of picky about it, as all of us, I'm sure that y'all know, because you guys know how it is to try to be perfect, and we're not, but we try to be. Okay, we're going to do that. Start my timer. Like I said, I really don't know what the temperature range on this little Cricut iron thing is. I've never actually tested it. But it works perfectly for the earrings and for the key rings that you get from Amazon. I tried it in the press, because I do have a heat press, but I was always messing up the second side. For some reason, it just wasn't working for me. So when my husband bought this thing, I didn't know why he bought it. He just bought it. He bought it for a reason, but I don't remember what it is. But when he bought it, I just thought it was going to be a waste of money. And I decided, well, let's try that since, shut up, since the press wasn't working for me. And I'll tell you, it's been a game changer for me. Now, it has a little stand in it, so it won't burn your desk in the stand if you put it in the stand. Because this little doohickey keeps the heat off your desk. Mostly. It doesn't, it's nice to put it on there when you're working on your earrings and stuff. I just fold over the parchment to be able to reuse it. I don't know what I had on my towel, but I melted it in there. It's no big deal. Comes out in the wash. And then I will remove the film on the second side. Because you see the first side's already done. And we are going to peel off the film on the second side as soon as I get a nice little. Sometimes it's really easy to get a hold of, and sometimes it's not. But once you get a hold of it, it comes off really easy. That's one. And then most likely you'll have the tools that you need to put these together. Mostly. I had to go out and get a jewelry plier kind of thing, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. I know that this is not a long video or a long live, whatever, but see, there's some residue on these sometimes, so I'm gonna, I don't know why there's a residue, but there is, so we're gonna take it off. Just like I said, just a little bit of alcohol, not a whole lot. You don't need it a whole lot, just enough to clean off that little residue if you see it. And make sure that it's dry. I'm going to sit that there while I look at the other one, make sure that it's, because you can't see it unless the light's hitting it in a certain way. So that's why I always make sure that they're clean before I press them. Now what I'll do is I'll look at the first side, and I have my second butterfly thing made. And this is just one set of earrings, so you want to make 4 images total. Maybe, but be careful that you do not scratch it. That's why I don't use the Cricut tools, because I thought about using the weeder that comes in with that, and it scratches it, because it is kind of delicate. So I look at the first side, and I place it approximately the same position, same placement that I did the first side. And the paper will go on top, just like the last side did. I don't want to sub anything else, so I usually try to make sure everything is off the parchment paper, because heat will affect it. And then I just start my timer, press down, and just wait. And as soon as I get these circular ones done, I'll show you how we can put these together. Now, if you have people that are hyperallergenic or allergic to certain metals and stuff, you can order special backings for your earrings that are non-hypergenic and stuff, and they can fit onto the earrings just as easily as the ones that come with it. And side 2 is done. Ooh, it's hot. It's very hot when you get done with it, by the way, just FYI. So don't burn yourself like I always do. If you can help it. You can just kick that out of the way. Oops. That went flying. That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay. Let's see. That goes like that. This goes like this. Now, if you do order these from Amazon, they will tell you have to go all the way to the bottom of the page on Amazon, and it tells you time and temperature on them. And it does show you like 2 or 3 different videos of how they do it. I just find this way, for me, is easier. And I know you guys are getting into the earring stuff, so I just figured that since I have an order coming up, I would show you guys how I do it, how I accomplish it. It's not that hard. It's really easy. Okay, so we got 2 of them. They're really hot right now, so I don't want to touch them because they are hot. So I'm going to go ahead and peel off the second side of the second earring here. Yeah, the one time that I tried with the Cricut weeder, I actually scratched the surface of the sublimation earring, because these are just, I forget, they're sublimation ready on top of it, but the middle part is more or less like a wood type thing, if that makes any sense. I forget what they call it. But it gives you the description in the write-up for it. I like them personally. They're easy, they're simple, and I have barely any trouble with it. Excuse me. Like I said, around here you never know what the temperature is going to be from one day to the next. One day it'll be 60 and the next day it'll be 20. So that's why I probably got a cold or whatever the heck it is. My husband's coming down with it too. I've had it for a couple weeks, but he's just now starting to get it. Last week he started taking Sudafed and stuff for his. It's because of the drastic weather changes around here. And this is just wasting time so that when it cools off, we can go ahead and put them together. I can show you what they send with it. Don't forget to remove that plastic protective thing, because it will melt. It's no big deal. It doesn't do anything against you, but you can definitely tell when the plastic's not removed. It doesn't look nice at all. It's like, what the heck did you do? Because I've done that a couple of times where I forgot to remove the plastic. Happens to all the best of us. and the worst of us. Depends if you're having a bad day or not. Depends if you have a headache from heck. See, I didn't swear. So that's a good thing. It depends on if you're doing so many things at one time that you forget to do it. You forget to remove it. And you will be able to tell the difference after you subbed it, and you can't fix that. As far as I know, I've tried to, and I can't remove the plastic off it once I apply the heat to it. Okay, so there's 2 sets of earrings completed. And this thing will automatically turn off if you forget to turn it off. Nice feature about this iron thing is it'll beep at you to say, hey, I'm still on. Do you want to still use me? And it'll turn itself off automatically. If you ignore it, it'll turn itself off. So you'll have no worries about burning your house down or anything else like that. Or your she shed if you have one. Now, I keep the little plastic baggie to put things back into. I only need 4 of them. 4 of these guys. And I'll put the rest back in there until I need them. It keeps me organized, sort of. Okay, so these things, some of them are closed. And this you can use your Cricut tool, your knife, whatever you want. You can even use your fingers and pull it apart so you can get your earring in there. See, it comes apart real easy. And you put those little prongs, because it has little prongs on it. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's see. We can get into the camera range here. You can see the little prongs. Those go into the hull of the earring. And mostly you can pressure it down with your fingers. But if it doesn't cooperate, if it doesn't close all the way or you're not satisfied with it, you can use your jewelry pliers and push a little bit further down. And now you have your earrings completed. I'm just going to do the ones that I already have done. And that's pretty much it, guys. I can go ahead and continue doing the earrings if you want. Oops. There we go. I like to make sure they're good and tight. This is why I use the pliers. And 1 set of earrings are done. They like to interconnect sometimes. There you go. What do you guys think? And that's out set. And all of the earrings are the same thickness, so you don't have to worry about that too much. I caught my earring on the fabric of the towel. Now some of these earrings will only have 1 prong on them for some reason, because it's a manufacturer defect. but they still work. Just put that one prong in there and you just close it, and then you just, I always just make sure that it's nice and tight, and I'll fiddle around with it, swinging it back and forth, make sure it's not going to come off, stuff like that. So just so you know that some of them aren't always perfect, but they work pretty well for me. So she's got 3 styles of the butterfly to choose. Oh, well, 3 different types. She's got the teardrops, the circles, and the odd shape for the butterflies, because those were the best for that particular image. And then I just did a butterfly wing for the small one, for the small doohickey. Same time, same temperature, same amount of time for these guys. And these guys also have all of these earrings that come in the box. It's a very small box. This is it right here. And on the back it tells you 32 pieces, sublimation, DIY, jewelry crafts, etc., etc. They all have that film on it, so you do have to remove every single one. I don't like to get ahead of myself because sometimes I will be interrupted, so I do it one at a time, so in case I do get interrupted. That way I keep it straight. And you can tell if the film is on because the film sometimes is a little dirty itself. Sometimes it is and sometimes it's not. So just play around with it. Come on. Where did I put that? I'm sure I have it around here somewhere. I misplaced my tool again. I'm always misplacing things because I'm usually I have 100 things going. Oh, there it goes. I have some tumblers that I have to epoxy later on today. I got like 5 of them that I have to epoxy. I was playing with tattoos the other day, testing them out again. And I actually like the effect of 2 of them so far. Okay, so this is just a butterfly wing. And I'm going to do the same thing with this as I do with my other one. Make sure that I don't have any white showing. Make sure it's a little bit bigger than my earring. I'm going to move that aside so I don't ruin it. And we'll see how it turns out because these little ones are a little bit harder to deal with sometimes because they're so small. But I use the same 48 seconds with these. Even though they're smaller, they're still as thick as the other, all of the other ones. So are there any other questions? Comments? And sometimes the paper will stick to the earring. That's no big deal. It will come off. See, I don't think that turned out too bad. You can kind of tell it's if you look up close to it, you can tell that it's a butterfly wing. Where did I put the other one. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I almost made a boo-boo. You want it where the paper is on top when you're pressing, guys. Otherwise, it won't press correctly. You have to have the paper on top. Just like when you're doing your, I don't know if any of you do novelty license plates, but the paper has to be on top. And then you press. And I forgot to hit the go button. So I'll probably do like 3 seconds shy of this one. But, because I do novelty license plates as well, but those I do in the press because they work perfectly in the press. And both sides of the license plates that you get from Amazon do sub, because I made a mistake of overlapping it onto the second side, and you can see where the image would have been if I would have pressed an actual image on it. But I don't do both sides. I only do one, unless it's a request to do both sides. Because one's metal and one's white. Shut up. Ow. It's hot. Let's see. Will this fit this? I know it's not. No. Okay. So I'm going to have to make a teardrop one too. But I will later. I made 2 different styles of butterflies for her. One I created myself, and one I bought from Etsy or something. I don't remember where I got it from. I might have even gotten it from Google for all I know. I do a lot of Google searches, and then I go from there. See, it's beeping at me. That's telling me, hey, are you done? No, I'm not done. So you just push the green button to stop it from beeping and to leave it on. Ta-da! It's very sticky. Alright, I'm going to try this and see how this goes. Whoops, I only need one. Thank you. Oh, I didn't make these ones big enough. Why not? Now this is what I'm talking about with the white around it. If you can see white around your paper, that means you are going to see white on your earring. So I gotta make these a little bit bigger than I have them. So those will be done later because I gotta resize those. Just a little bit bigger. Let's see how the circle one goes. Because I made some circles too. Oops. Yeah. Could have made them a little bit smaller, but they'll still fit. So that'll be fine. Now, I don't remember what size the Amazon tells you to make your earrings, but I know that the circular ones that I make are 1.4 for the circles. I have to look at the size of the weird ones. see how this turns out. Now, if you have words on your images, that's something that you will have to kind of do a trial by error kind of thing, like I do, to see how it'll fit before you press. Because I do have some of those. Okay, let's see. For the circular ones, I meant to ungroup it. Okay, so for the circular ones, come on. Enough of that. Oh, for the ones that I just made with the butterflies, the first set, it is 1.5. Don't know why I did that, but it worked out pretty good, I think. Like I said, some of these are trial and error as far as size goes. You want to get as give or take close to what they recommend. Now, I should have made that more blue, but the purple looks good. Ouch, it's hot. Purple doesn't look too bad. I'll have to pick a different, because that was blue in Cricut Design, but Cricut Design is not always true with their colors. But the purple doesn't look too bad with that coloring. Where did I put the other circle? I could have sworn I had another circle. Guess I didn't. I'll find it when I'm not looking for it. And I'll wonder why the plastic's not on it. Okay. And then try to line it up almost exactly like I did the first one. So they pretty much match, because you don't want an on-matching set of earrings. When I first started doing these, it was something that I was testing out. And now I got it down pretty good. Except for coloring sometimes. But I'm not off too much. I'm okay with it. And she wasn't very specific. The girl wasn't very specific. All she was specific about is that she wanted blue butterflies. Now the butterflies that are pressed for the odd ones, right here, that size that I made it is 1.41 by 1.72. Just if that helps anybody else. I don't know if that'll help anybody else, but if it does, I hope it does. But if it doesn't, I'm sorry. So like I said, you want to test it before, like, you know, just size it up with the earring before you press it. That way you know for sure that it'll fit the way you want it to fit. You know what? I think I have that upside down. No, I don't. Okay. Now that these cool down, I can do the second side. I let them cool because that way it doesn't double press like they do on the heat press. And these cost me $10.99 on Amazon for 32 pieces. It's not truly 32 pieces because they count the earring holders, the earring metal piece. They count each one of these as one piece, just so you know. So it's like 16 pairs total of earrings, but not all of one style. Where the heck did I put that? Oh, did lose my head if it wasn't fastened on. Okay, we are going to so I don't have any white showing through. I have done these where white does show on the very edge of it, so to me that's not good enough for me, because I like to make sure that it's covers the whole earring. What size is this? Oh, that's why that doesn't fit, because it's too small, because that's 1.28 and that's 1.41. Okay, so I was just looking at my size of my odd earrings. Be quiet for a second. And these ones, the reason that they're too small for the odd shaped ones is because I have them as a smaller set image in design space. They are only 1.28155, where the other ones that I made, these ones, the darker ones, I made 1.41 by 172. So that's why these ended up being too small, because I didn't have them the right size. It does make a difference, especially with earrings and keychains and stuff like that. To me, it may be a little bit more work, but it's worth it in the long run. You get a happy customer and pretty much a good image on your earring. Okay, so the small ones are done with this style. I'm going to do the circular ones on the back of from this one. I'm going to do the back side. I'm going to change the color on it later. I mean, not on this one, obviously, but I mean on the next ones that I make. I'm going to make them more blue. Come on. Whoa. I have another mosaic to do, which I haven't started yet. I haven't even traced it on the board yet. Okay. I get more parchment paper in here. But while those are cooling off, I'm going to put the posts in here. Now they send you more than you actually need of the earring holder posts, whatever you want to call them. They send you more than you actually need. Probably because of the manufacturing defect. Also, probably just in case you lose them or something, I guess. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. I'm not much on wearing jewelry, but these are good sellers for your, in addition to your craft stuff. Like, especially for like the kids that have pocket money or that their parents give them pocket money. That's good for them. Because they can afford them. Or they cannot afford the tumblers unless mom and dad pay for them. And who knows, out here, people want everything for free. Okay, so that is how I do my earrings. And if I've helped somebody today, I'm glad I helped you. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I helped somebody out today. And if you like this, please don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button down below. And you guys have a great day now. Toodaloo!